Yeah, today we will talk about WordPress security for everyone. So we will cover from beginners, either you know the security or not, to maybe if you are advanced user already, you can learn something also. First of all, I'm Liew. My name is CheonFong. You can call me Liew. I'm a WordPress consultant. I develop and maintain website for clients so that my clients can focus on their business. They don't need to worry about their website problem or performance. Then I also a KL meetup organizer for Elementor, the #1 page builder for WordPress and the WordPress group. I also a speaker at the BRB events and also WordCamp, the annual WordPress event. So what I will cover today is why WordPress site get hacked. Like you are a small business website or you have a personal blog, why your website get hacked? You do no evil, right? Then how do you know your website get hacked? What are the symptoms? And I will give you some tips about basic WordPress security that everyone can do, and it's very efficient. Then I will recommend some free security plugins you can use to protect your website. Last but not least is the Q&A. You can ask me any question is related to WordPress, either security or other areas also can. So why your website get hacked? You are not, your website is, maybe you are only a small business or your personal website, but your website get hacked. Why? You are not famous and you do no evil, you no enemy, but your website still get hacked from time to time. Because one of the things is WordPress is used by most of the website. The latest statistics say there are over 42% website in the world is using WordPress. So you can imagine there are so many websites using WordPress. If you are a hacker, who will you target? You will target WordPress site, right? So the hacker normally they use bot to crawl the internet, find WordPress website. Then after they identify the WordPress website, they find the backdoor, the security hole to hack the website. So it's not your problem that your website get hacked because they don't target specific website. They just sapu, they scan all internet, then find the website that they can hack. So don't be too upset if your website get hacked. The WordPress itself is very secure. The WordPress core, I'm talking about the standard WordPress. After you install the bare-bone WordPress site is very secure because WordPress is open source. Open source means anyone can scan, can assemble the source code of the software. Security expert can find the bugs, then report, fix it, report. And WordPress has a security team. The security team consists of security experts from all over the world. The security companies, they volunteer to contribute to the WordPress. When they find a security bug in WordPress version, they will release a security patch. So WordPress has a timeline when they release the new version of WordPress. When there's security patch, they will release it immediately so that you can protect your website. And since version 3.7, WordPress has this automatic background updates. You don't need to do anything. As soon as the security page is released, which is critical security page, is very important one, your WordPress website will automatically update. So you will receive an email saying your website is updated to version blah blah blah. That's your website is doing the update itself. You don't need to do anything. So since then, WordPress website is more security because you don't need to do maintenance, it automatic updates, but it's limited to the WordPress core only. So what's the problem? Why you say WordPress core is secure, then why still get hacked? The problem is the plugins and the themes you install, you activate on your website. Because these plugins and themes are developed by the party. It can be a new programmer, they want to test something, they write a plugin, then they publish it. Or they don't necessarily know about security, and they don't need to be a security expert to release plugins and themes. That's why there are many security backdoors in plugins and themes. 98% are from plugins and themes. So these are common WordPress attacks. The number 1 to number 4, file inclusion, exploit, SQL injection, cross-site scripting, malware. All these are related to your plugins and themes. The 5 brute force attacks and DDoS, that one we can avoid, we can prevent, but that's not related. That's not because of the software or your plugin or themes. They just sometimes they just attack. So you can see the majority problem is the plugin and themes. How do you know your website is hacked? When your website is weird, we know something wrong already. Like you visit your website, the web browser give you a warning, and you see some bad links, casino links, porn links, automatic added to your website, or your homepage suddenly change. Then one day you suddenly cannot log in your WordPress admin anymore, and when you log in, you see some user account that you don't know. You don't know who are them. Some users you don't know. Some files are added to your website, but it's not uploaded by you. And your website slow, suddenly slow. And there are some pop-up, some ads. When you search Google for your website, you see some unknown result. Like the common one is Japanese character hack. When you search your website, the result come out is all Japanese, but your website is English only. Then you know if you have 1 or 2 signs, your website has 1 or 2 signs of this, then you probably your website is hacked already or malware infected. How do we check? So for none, we are not security expert. How do we check? You can use some online tools. They are very easy to use. They are free. The first one, security site check. I like this one. This one is very fast. You just enter your website, then you will scan. Scan, not a deep scan, but a surface scan. So generally, they will the scanner will report to you your website is infected. Then you know you need to clean up your website already. Another one is Qtera. Qtera similar to security site check, but Qtera will download more files and check the blacklist. One more is VirusTotal. VirusTotal includes multiple antivirus engine, so you can scan multiple antivirus at one go. It can scan files, it can scan website. So now we talk about the basic WordPress security. Some simple tips that you can use. The first thing is always update the WordPress. We know WordPress code is secure, but it's useless if you don't update. Always update to the latest version. Your themes and your plugins all keep to the latest version, because when there's a security patch, security fix, they will release a new version. Then you need to update it if it is not automatically updated. One more important thing is do not use themes or plugins from unknown source. We call it new theme. We know some premium themes, some premium plugins we need to buy, we need to pay for annual license, maybe $50 per year. But you want to save money, you go and Google and download from some other places. Those are pirate, new themes, new plugins, and do not use them. Even they work when you install, you activate, they work like the official one, but you don't know how many malware code or what are the secrets they inject into the source code. So you don't get protection, you don't get support, and you don't get official updates. That's the dangerous thing to do. So do not use this free or very cheap themes plugins. Only download from the official website. You can get free one from WordPress.org, and some premium or pro themes plugins, you go to their official website. Pay for the plugins and themes, pay for the products, support the developers, right? Another thing is password. We treat our password like underwear. You change your password often. So every 1 or 2 months, you change the password. So your password you don't use for 1 or 2 years, you never change. That's not a good practice. Secondly, you don't share your password. Even your wife, your husband want to know your password, you don't let them know. Then you want to hide your password. You don't want to let other people see, only for you. Password is very personal things. It's for you and you only. A good password is a long one and consists of numeric, alphabet, capital letters, small letters, and numbers. So this password, this is example of a good password. Then another good practice is we use different passwords for every website. So website A, you use password A, website B, you use password B. You don't use a common password for all the website. Reason is because if you use one password for all website, if someone know your password, they can access all your accounts. So now the problem is we need to change password often. We need to use difficult password, strong password, and so many accounts, so many passwords. How do we remember? We are not genius or what. We use password manager. Password manager is a software to store your passwords. So it stores all your website password, all your account password. Then you only need to remember one master password to unlock them. I recommend these 3 password manager: the Bitwarden, LastPass. These 2 have free version for personal, and one password support multiple platforms. These three, you can use any of them. As long as you have a password manager, that's good. Another thing is backup. Backup is very important because no security is 100% bulletproof. No matter how much you do your security protection, there must be a bug. There must be a security or backdoor. So we need to prepare for the worst. We need to do backup. So anything happens, your website lost, hard disk lost, you still can recover your website, your data. One practice is we need to have multiple copies of backup. So normally we do daily backup. We store 7 days backup. Then monthly we store 3 months backup. Example, you have multiple copies, so that the chances of losing your data will be minimum. So you don't lose. If you only do weekly backup, you will lose 1 week of your data, your orders, your customers, 1 week. Another thing is you store backups at multiple locations. You store your web hosting has hosting backup. You download a copy to your computer, so your computer also has a backup. Then you upload your backup to Dropbox, Google Drive. Then at the cloud you have another copies. So in case any of this location lost their data, your hosting company bankrupt or what, the hard disk lost, you still have backup at another location. This is for safety purpose. One more thing is test restore. You have backup, but you need to make sure that your backup can restore. A backup that cannot restore is useless, right? So every now and then you take a backup, you restore the backup, to a staging site, a test website, to test the backup, it works or not. Is this what you are expected? Is all data in the backup or not? For WordPress, we have some backup plugins. So the first one is Afterpass. This one is most popular one. The free version is good enough already. It can store backup in Google Drive, Dropbox, or your hosting hard drive, hosting storage. Another is all-in-one WP migration. This plugin doesn't only do migration, but it also can do backup. It takes your website package in one file. So you can copy the backup file to other places to restore or store. And Blockwork is not free. It's a premium service, premium backup service. But I highly recommend this if you have budget. It's only few dollars per month. Blockwork will upload your backup to their cloud storage. So no matter how big is your website, 5 gig, 10 gig, it will backup daily, store in the cloud storage. Another thing is you can easily create a staging site to test the backup or test plugin before you update. So this one is recommended. You can find other backup plugins at this URL is WordPress.org. Any plugins, themes listed on WordPress.org, they are free, open source. So you can go and explore a bit. So now we talk about the security plugins, some free plugins that everyone can use to protect your WordPress website. Some WordPress security practice is limit login attempts. Do you know that the login screen of your WordPress site, you can try 100,000 times and it doesn't block you. So if your password is simple password, the hacker can test brute force. Brute force means they test every combination until they success. So we need to limit login them. We don't want them to test so many times. You want to block them. Like after 5 field login, you block the IP address. That increase your security and your website performance, because your website don't need to handle the login attempts. Don't need to check the password. Then 2FA, two-factor authentication. This one is additional security code that's sent to you after you enter correct username and password. It can be email, SMS, similar to the OTP one-time password that bank sent to you. So you need to know the username and password, and you need to have another device to log in. This 2FA. Very secure, but maybe some people find it troublesome because you need to do two authentication. Another thing is malware scan. We don't know when your website will be infected, so we do daily scan. Every day we scan your website files for malware code, for virus. Just like your computer, you do antivirus scan. So your website also need to do this malware scan. File change alert. We need to know when there are some unknown files uploaded to your website. Unknown files can be malware script, antivirus, or some backdoor. So this file change alert will notify you when there's unknown suspicious files uploaded to your website. Then WAF, Web Application Firewall. This one is a firewall for your website. It blocks bad requests. It blocks the malware code to protect your website. For REST API, XML RPC, these are WordPress API. If you don't need them or you don't know them, you can turn off. These are like a door open to access your WordPress data without loading the website. So it directly access the data. Normally, if you have a native app, mobile app, connect to your WordPress database, we use API. If you don't have only a simple website, then you can turn off it to increase the security. So some security plugin to help you to do all this is the Ninja Firewall. Very lightweight, free. You can do a lot of things. I highly recommend this free plugin for every website. Another is Market. Market is same company as the Blockwork, so it's premium, and this one is free version. You see the URL is WordPress.org, you know it's free. The free version will do daily scan automated, which is very good because all others malware scan plugins, they don't do automated scan. You install the free version, you can scan, but it's manual. Market free version can do automated daily scan. It will scan your website every file, every day. They alert you when there's malware or virus found. But it doesn't tell you which file. So you need to pay for the premium version. But at least you know your website is clean or not. Okay. Then BBQ firewall. This one is a simple plug and play, install and forget plugins. What it does is it uses some rule set to filter the website requests. It uses 6G firewall, a very famous security rule set for Apache server. So if you don't want to edit the .htaccess or you don't know what it is, you just install this plugin, install anywhere, that's all. There's no setting. It works in background. It blocks all the back queries automatic. So what about WordPress? The most popular WordPress security plugin, right? I don't recommend WordPress, although I agree that their blog is very good. They often publish the security report, the plugin exploit, and very details and tell you all the information. WordPress free version, the problem with the free version is they only update the signature, the database, the malware database monthly. So if one plugin found has a security problem or a new malware found today, your free version with WordPress only update next month. So between these 30 days, probably your website get hacked already, even you install the WordPress. That's one problem. Another issue is it's quite noisy. WordPress will email you every day that it block what attached. Actually, that one is blocked already. So you don't need to care about it, but it will keep notify you. It's quite annoying. And one more thing is page load, the loading, because WordPress will detect, analyze each request, so tell you more information about each bad request or each attacks from where, what is it. This information may be good for some security analysts or you want to know more, but it increased the load time. So your web server will busy to do all these tasks when there's attacks. So the result, your website down because of this security plugin. That's why I recommend the Ninja Firewall. It's lightweight. It blocks. It do similar things, but it is lightweight. It doesn't increase the server load. So let's do some demo. Okay, here's my demo site. So you can see here, there's two. This one is the updates available for your plugins and themes. So when you log in your WordPress admin, this is your WordPress backend. You see this. If there's number here, means you have plugins that can be updated. So we keep our WordPress themes and plugin updated every week. You can do weekly. You just update. You tick update. That's all. Yeah, done. So this plugin, customer reviews for WooCommerce, updated successfully, is latest version already. So to install Updraft Pass, the backup plugin, you go to plugins, add new. Okay, add plugins, we search the plugin name, Updraft. It will be the first one. So I already installed. You can click install. If you haven't, there's install button. You click install, then activate it. After you activate, you will see Ultra Fast menu here, and in the setting also Ultra Fast backup. So now you have a backup plugin for your WordPress website. The first thing to do is you set the automatic backup. You go to setting. You want to do fast backup. We do daily. And how many? We keep 7 copies. That's quite standard. So you have 7 days of backup. Then back up your database also. All your WordPress data are stored in database. So it's important to back up your database. You do the same daily and store 7 days. You can do more than that also. It's up to you. Then we choose the storage. If you don't choose the remote storage, it will store on your hosting storage. Make sure your hosting has enough disk space to store the backup copy. For example, if your website size is 1 gig, you store 7 days backup, you need 7 gig for the backup. So 7 plus 1, 8. So you need to make sure your hosting has enough disk space. Or you can upload your backup to remote storage. You can upload to Dropbox, FTP, Google Drive. These are free. These are all free. For advanced, like Amazon S3, cloud storage, Bed Plus. This you need to buy the add-on. Okay, everything set. You scroll down, then save change. That's all. Then you have set up backup plugin to back up your website every day. All the backup will be listed under this backup and restore. You can do manual backup also. For example, before you update or install new plugins, new themes, you need to do a backup first, so that if anything happens, you can restore back previous version. This is manual backup. And all existing backup will be listed here. You can download them quick, then download to your computer to store on your computer or restore to other website. A simple restore button is here to restore the backup, override existing copy. So this is the updraft backup. Another plugin is the Ninja Firewall. So also the same, we go to plugin, add new. Ninja Firewall. Also the same, we install the first one. This one is the add-on for this Ninja Firewall. Ninja Scanner for malware scan is optional. You can install it also. After install, you will see this Ninja Firewall menu in the sidebar. So for this Ninja Firewall, you can use the default setting. It's quite security. So you activate it. Basically, that's all you need to do. If you want to fine tune or tweak the setting, you can go to the firewall policy. This basic. So you can check. You don't want to create user account. So when hacker try to create a new user account, it's blocked. They cannot create a new account. This username enumeration is make it more difficult to find out, to list out your WordPress website usernames, because WordPress by default, it doesn't block this. Anyone can check website for all the usernames. When you have username, what you need to do is only guess the password. So this one will increase the security, so you can block it, block. If you use REST API, you use API, then you don't want to take this. Otherwise, the API cannot access. This one REST API, if you don't use, you just block it. So these are the settings. Then this one, disable plugin and theme editor. You don't allow any users to edit plugin and themes in the WordPress backend. So you know this appearance, you can edit the themes right in the WordPress. So if a user has access, they can insert malware code using this editor. So you can turn off. So these are other settings which I don't recommend you to touch if you don't know what this is. Then monitoring. You can see Ninja Firewall is all-in-one security plugin, so it has many functions. Monitoring is fast check. So this one is to check if there's any new files. It takes snapshot, then compare. So if there's new files, it will email you, tell you, your website has this new files. Then you can check, is this what you uploaded, or there are some unknown files. If unknown files, then you need to check what this file, maybe your website already infected for malware already. This one, anti-malware is just now the plugin, the Ninja Firewall anti-malware. Login protection is protect your WordPress login by brute force. So you enable it. Either username, password, or captcha. Captcha is like the Google one with captcha. Then always enable or only enable when under attack. So this one will protect the login screen with a captcha image. So when any user want to log in, they need to pass this captcha test first. Another thing is protect the XML RPC. XML RPC, we is a API, is an access to log in your website without going to the login screen. So it's directly make request to XML RPC to log in your website. So this one can be blocked. Normally, a lot of websites, if you don't block this, the back box will brute force XML RPC with the username password, then your website down or slow. So this one, we normally block it. We don't use this. We seldom use this anymore. So this login protection. For logs, you can examine the access to your website. So is there bad request? Is there that box attached? You can get their IP address. You can block the bad IP address, so they cannot visit your website anymore. So these are the plugin, Ninja Firewall and the Afterpass. Okay, so what we learned today is very simple, basic WordPress security, but I would say quite efficient. If you do all this, basically your website will be safe unless the hacker specific target your website. So the first thing, WordPress is secure. If other people tell you WordPress security bad lousy you need to tell them WordPress core is very secure. The problem is semua salah themes and plugins. So 98% are from the themes and plugins. And we learn how to do quick website security check. Use the security check and some basic security tips. Do backups. Use strong password. Always update. Always update WordPress, themes, plugins, and don't use new themes. Don't use new plugins. Pay for the premium. Pay for the support. Then I also recommend some security plugins, Ninja Firewall, BBQ, and Marquee. So that's all of my presentation today. If you have any question, you can ask me now, or later you can email me or WhatsApp me anytime.
Yeah.
I will do free website audit for you if you like.
Yeah. So here are some questions from the attendees. You can also view the questions from your side in the Q&A box. So the first question is asked by Stephen. What else can we do to increase the security of the website besides update WordPress and patch?
Okay, so actually, if you keep your plugins, WordPress core, themes, everything up to date, basically you are secure, because if they found any security bugs, they will release the updates. So you install the updates means you are protected. But there are some 0-day security bugs, means it's not yet discovered. So that's why we need a firewall, Ninja Firewall, to protect your website. It can block the back queries. Yeah. So after you install Ninja Firewall, you do the backup. Basically, you are quite safe already.
All right. So we go to the second question asked by Jane. I use Updraft Plus 2. What is the best step or practices to test backup?
So you use Updraft Plus. You can download the backup. Then you install WordPress on your computer. Then you restore the backup on your computer. That's the simplest way to test the backup. If your hosting has staging site for you, they can create a staging site. You restore, you clone your copy to the staging site, then test the backup there.
All right, so we go to the third questions asked by Karen. The backup plugins applicable to WordPress.com or just only WordPress.org?
WordPress.com has few plans. So for your information, WordPress.com is a WordPress hosting company. So it's separate from WordPress.org. WordPress.org is the software, the open source CMS software. WordPress.com is the hosting company. They have few plans. So the free version cannot install plugin. You cannot install plugin on the free version. To install your own plugins on themes, I think you need a business plan. So you need to upgrade. The cost is, I think, $200 per month. Yeah, you can use the plugin also if you have the plan. Then actually WordPress.com has the backup for you already. But you want to install your own plugin also can. So you have one more backup, better, right?
All right, we go to the next question. Is password manager safe?
Yes, I would say yes. It's much more safer than you don't use. It's like vaccine. Is vaccine safe? Yes, I would say yes, because the chances for side effect is so small and the benefit is so big. So I recommend everyone to use password manager. Some password manager like Bitwarden, they are open source. So open source software, you know the source codes are all public. Everyone can check. If there's anything wrong or any security bugs, backdoor, people will help to fix it. So yes, password manager is safe.
All right. So the next question, do these security plugins have a free version and which of the free version is most recommended? So the security plugins she mentioned is the Ninja, Malcare, BBQ.
Yeah, Ninja Firewall is free. The Malcare just now also has free version. This are recommended.
All right. So I hope this answers your questions. So the next question is asked by Tracy. How about iTeam security plugin compared with Ninja Firewall?
iTeams I try. Yeah, I tried a few times before. It has a lot of setting, but those are quite basic, which can be done in Ninja Firewall. So I prefer Ninja Firewall because it's a lot of features and it's lightweight. Yeah.
All right. So the next question asked by YE. Sometimes I update those plugins, but it will become incompatible and might affect the website. How to avoid that?
Yeah, that's a concern when you do updates because you don't know the new version is compatible with all the other plugins and themes on your website. That's why we recommend you do backup first. And if possible, we test on staging site. We test first, everything okay. Then only we update the live website. That's a recommended procedures to do updates.
All right. So the next question, the question is quite long. About Ninja Firewall, I see that it offers a page mode security. Currently, my hosting package on shared server has provided me mode sec, but I had to disable it because it cannot tailor specific whitelisted actions for me, which affected my plugins because on shared server hosting. If I use Ninja as plugin, can I use the mode sec in a way that won't cause the same problem?
Yeah, the problem with share hosting is you share the hosting server with all the others. So you cannot tweak the server setting for your website. That's why your hosting provider will tell you, no, I cannot do this for you. Yes, Ninja Firewall has the more security, and you can whitelist the root set. There's a setting in Ninja Firewall to whitelist which one you want to whitelist or you want to bypass. You can say it.
Okay, I hope this answers your questions. So the next question asked by Chi Wing, how we can know the theme is secure?
For themes on WordPress.org, for your information, all the themes uploaded to WordPress.org listed there, they are already reviewed by the WordPress team. So they will check the themes, check their source code. Is it safe? Is it compatible? So basically, you can assume the themes on WordPress.org are safe. Then for premium plugins, premium themes, you need to check their company lah. The popular one, not some one-person company that you don't know where they come from. So for popular themes like Extra, Cadence, these are popular lightweight themes. They are safe and they are open source also.
All right. So the next question, how safe is the password manager? What if our account gets hacked and all our password get leaked?
Similar to the question just now, password manager is quite safe. The chances to get hacked then expose your password is very small because your password are encrypt first before store. Also, there are some password manager you can choose to store on local storage. So you don't store your data on the cloud on their storage if you're concerned about the storage security. Generally speaking, is safe. Yes, please use password manager.
Okay, then the next question, do subdomain need their own security installation?
Every website need their security setting. So subdomain is considered a separate website, even it's sharing the domain name, but it's treated as a separate website. Even Google will treat your subdomain as a separate website, give different ranking. So every website need their own security.
All right. So the next question, how to ensure WordPress website is safe even when developers are using sharing hosting server?
Because share hosting, you cannot control on the server side. What you can do is on the website itself, like your plugin, the Ninja Firewall plugin, it add the firewall function to your website. That one will increase the protection.
Okay. Next question, will the security plugin or backup plugin reduce the website speed?
No, not much. Yeah, I would say like you choose a lightweight one, like what I said just now. The reason I don't use WordPress is because it's quite heavy. That's why I don't recommend WordPress. Yeah.
Okay, so the next question she asks, if I have 10 subdomains, do I need to install it 10 times?
Yes.
Oh.
Because 10 subdomain, 10 website, yeah, 10 times.
Okay, we go to the next question asked by YE. Most of times I will use the additional CSS in WordPress website, but sometimes the CSS will revert back to default CSS. May I know what caused this problem? It changes both in the display and CSS code itself. Thank you.
I don't think this is a security problem. If you directly edit your theme CSS file, when the theme's updated, it will be overwritten. So to add CSS in WordPress, there's a customizer. You can add custom CSS. That one is stored in the database. So your theme's updated, it will still be there. That's the correct way to add custom CSS to your website. You don't directly edit the theme files. If you want to edit theme, you create a child theme, which you create a child theme that inherit the parent theme. Then you can edit the child theme. Anything if the parent theme updated, it won't affect the child theme. So your CSS code is safe. So there's two ways.
All right, so the next question, is server hosting daily backup still needed if we have already installed all the security plugins on our website?
Yes. No backup is too many backups. The more backup we have, the better, right? If your hosting providers provide the daily backup, we use them. That's good. That's good feature. Then we do our own backup. So if there's anything happen, you have two backup, at least two backup, right?
All right. Okay, we go to the next question. Now my website detected by Google and Google Chrome as virus website. What should I do? I do all the steps recommended by Exabyte, but already 1 week the Google still detect our website virus website. I check on that due to the shared hosting issue. Any solution on it?
I think Exabyte can help you. The first thing you need to do is make sure your website is clean. So you scan your website, do this scan, do cleaning, remove all malware, all infected code. You are 100% sure, okay, my website is clean now. Then you can appeal to Google, say, hello, my website is now clean. Please delete my website. That's the steps. So normally Google will take a few days if your website is clean.
All right, so the next question asked by CK. What is the technical issue causing updating plugins would cause error or factor issue?
There are too many factors. So this one we need to check. Either is the plugin code, is bad code, or compatible issue, the plugin and the WordPress version or any other plugin installed on your website, they are not compatible, or your hosting busy, slow. Sometimes it's the firewall is blocking the third-party script, so your plugin cannot access MAC requests to the plugin server. So there are a few quite many factors, so we need to check.
All right, so there are some questions from the chat box. You can view the questions from your chat box. So here's a question asked by Lily. Some themes not making my website searchable in search engine. How to counteract? How do you know which themes and plugins are safe or unstable?
That's quite weird if the theme make your website not searchable, not in test on Google, because if I am a theme developer, I will make the theme SEO friendly, right? So what you need to check is your website, is it blocking the search engine, or your WordPress, your website SEO setting, the theme SEO setting, is it blocking, or it mark your website is no in test, no follow, these two meta. If no follow, then Google won't follow your links. No in test means you tell Google, no, don't store my website, don't in test, don't list my website. So you need to check your website setting and maybe your web page source code to see there's any metadata that's prevent search engine to in-test your website.
Okay, we go to the next questions asked by YE. She said, referring to her previous question, usually she will edit in the additional CSS and not the theme editor. Is it still the same solution?
Additional CSS, I assume is in the customizer.
Oh yeah, she means the customized additional CSS.
So that one is stored in database. That one is safe, so you update themes won't affect the additional CSS. That's the correct way.
Okay, so due to the time constraint, we go for the last two questions. Okay, so here's a question asked by Lily. Where to check website cleaning and malware?
Oh, just now I shared the security site check. Security site check, you can do a quick check. It's surface check. And virus total, it check multiple antivirus engine. So these two, If this tool is safe, then basically your website is clean, unless there's some malware code hidden deep inside your website. Then you need an expert to help you already.
All right, so there's more questions coming in, but we can't finish all the questions. We can only
you can WhatsApp me or email me.
Yes, but we can go for one more questions. Okay.
Okay.
In the Q&A box, the question is Defender security plugin from WPMU Dev better than Ninja Firewall or the other way around?
The Defender security, I haven't used it before, so this one I cannot answer you.
Okay, so yeah, I think because it's already 3 p.m. so we can't finish the rest of the questions. So maybe Liew, you can leave your contact, your email, your phone number in the chat room. So if they want to consult you personally, they can WhatsApp you or email you. Yeah. Okay. All right. So yeah, I think Liew is typing his contact. Okay, so the contact of our speaker, Liew, already pasted in the chat room. So make sure you save the contact and you can contact him personally. Okay, so thank you so much, Liew. Thank you for being here and share with us about everything about WordPress site security. Okay, I believe all the attendees had learned a lot of insightful information from your sharing. So thank you so much, Liew. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hope to see you next time. Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Exabytes. Grow your business online.